loaded ammunition.
Next, we're trying non-dairy creamer because I hear that's really flammable, and I want to see if that's going to make the biggest fireball of all.
Non-dairy creamer. Millions would agree that going up in flames could be its finest moment.
Non-dairy creamer, flame burns to my hand and into the cup. It's so flammable that there is a backdraft.
So with the promise of a much bigger cannon and a deadly dose of mock milk powder, it looks like the sky's the limit.
Now I want to ramp it up!
Adam and Jamie are testing the authenticity of this internet video by trying it themselves. The car could be a lightweight fake, not to mention the frame it's sitting on. But Adam's rack is all that and more.
This right here is one of the water jets of my completed water jet car lifting platform. I've got 10 of these babies on it. Starts out with a fire hose coupler right here, goes to normal NPT schedule 40, 45, and 90, out to a bowel reducer, and a water jet will be squirting out here.
It's a slick piece of plumbing, and every bit as heavy as it looks.
This right here weighs about maybe 400 or 500 pounds, and that means that the whole thing is going to be quite heavy. We're going to have to be able to lift maybe around 4,000 pounds if we get that car off the ground.
But Adam's problems are more immediate.
Turns out my rig's too big to fit in any vehicle we own or can rent. So, having just completed it, I've got to cut it in half.
2 steps forward and 1 back. They'll have to weld the halves together again on site. It's a frustrating start to a day they hope will end bathed in glory.
All right, looks like we're good to go.
Let's get this show on the road.
Every spare fire truck rolls up to the test site. But it's the second setback of the morning. They've only mustered 6 of the hoped-for 10.
We should be able to do it just, but will we?
I'll give you a prediction. I think we're going to get liftoff. Whether it's a nice high liftoff or whether it's a gentle or catastrophic landing, I don't know. But I think we're going to get airborne or waterborne.
There's one more viral video that we couldn't quite fit in. And it involves Grant, a portable music player, and an onion. So if you want to check it out, log on to discovery.com/Mythbusters.
Next up, does milk substitute make for a bigger blast? And is the dream of replicating this rocket car all washed up?
This one's going to work, I hope.
We've already proved that this video sawdust fireball is no hoax. We did it even better than they did and got a smoke ring to boot. Now we'd like to turn it up a notch with non-dairy creamer and a much bigger cannon.
So we've come to machinery and equipment, which is basically a graveyard of industrial parts and machines.
I don't think this one's gonna work. It's just too big.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna find something here.
Oh, that is perfect. All we need to do is lose this, and I love how it's got a cone shape. That way when we blast our air, all our sawdust is gonna come out of the cannon.
So we can maximize our tower of fire. He's a great hopper. Can we name it Dennis?
It's so hard to find a name both you and the missus can live with.
Comedy gold!
But they've got exactly what they came for.
This is perfect. All I need to do is add an extension, make some adjustments, and put it on the stand.
Back at base, Tori plans to accessorize the big blue hopper with a bigger yellow barrel.
What I have here is a 55-gallon drum, and I'm going to use this to extend my funnels. But what I need to do first is cut the bottom.
No sooner said than done. Then Tori welds the drum tight to the hopper. They'll also need to use much bigger connecting pipes.
That looks pretty good.
And let's not forget to pack the combustibles. Out on the range, the first challenge is finding a safe, smart way to fill the barrel.
What could possibly go wrong?
I can't see anything going wrong.
But 1,500 pounds of coffee creamer and a light breeze conspire against them.
Hey, how full is it?
It's kind of hard to tell.
According to my calculations, half that should fill this drum.
This accident waiting to happen doesn't.
Yeah, I agree.
We're good. All right, it's full. Back the creamer out.
This time, the propulsion comes from Jamie's tried and tested air cannon rig. This was the powerhouse used to blast a cannonball, a baseball, and recently, raw steak.
There's your problem.
And the creamer cannon is bigger in every way. Then again, it has to lift 700 pounds of powder. So, what's going to happen?
First of all, we know that the non-dairy creamer is much more reactive in air than the sawdust. Second, the orifice size is much larger on the non-dairy creamer cannon, 36 times the force. And on top of that, 20 times the air capacity.
If everything goes right, and that stuff goes up in the air, and it actually ignites, we could set this whole hillside on fire.
I'm either expecting to see a much bigger mushroom cloud of fire, or because it's heavier, we're gonna see bloop, and it's gonna catch on fire, and then we're gonna stand there and watch it burn out. Hopefully, choice A.
Grant slowly builds the air pressure to 120.
Good to go.
Then Tori sets the spark. The mass of the creamer in relation to the volume of air is crucial. This could either be a blast or a burn.
All right, fire this puppy up. All right, here we go. Non-dairy creamer cannon in 3, 2, 1.
That was frightening!
Terrifying!
Did you get that on high speed?
Yeah, we did remember to push the on button on the off chance that this might be one of the biggest fireballs ever.
This was frightening. I mean, seriously, there was a moment where I'm like, oh, crap, this was a bad idea.
All I heard in my head was, run. And I started up the hill as fast as I could go. And I'm still on a little bit of an adrenaline buzz right now.
Dude, you gotta feel this. It's like the top of a creme brulee.
Oh my God.
I think you need a new camera.
Should we take that off? Is it still rolling? Oh, look at that.
Oh, whoa!
Whoa, it
saved it!
Hey!
You don't need a new lens.
This viral video is twice confirmed with a flame the governor must have seen from Sacramento. But it's not a recommended science project.
We should destroy this because it's too dangerous to have in our shop. This technology should not be shared with anyone.
And just in case you missed the message,
I hope I don't need to tell you this, but don't try this at home. We still have like 500 pounds of this stuff. Should we try it again?
Maybe after I get some new underwear.
Welcome back. Here's where we stand. We had a video of some fire trucks using only the power of their hose pressure to lift a car. We figured out that one hose can easily lift over 400 pounds.
There we go!
We also made a scale model of this rig and figured out that this was actually pretty stable. Now we put it all together. We built a full-size car, a full-size rack of hoses, and we're about to try it for real.
nice update. Now let's see if a full-size, full-weight car really can take flight.
Dude, I can't believe it.
6 diesel engines kind of rumbling. The tension is mounting.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm gonna get in position.
Test number 1 starts with a standard hydrant pressure of 80 psi, which Jamie steadily raises 10 psi at a time.
All right, all pumps up 10 psi. All pumps up 10 more psi.
The car's not flying,
All pumps up 10 more psi.
and the water's a wasted. So Jamie shuts her down.
All pumps down, completely down.
Okay, we're exceeding the amount of water flow for the system,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, what if we remove a couple of the hoses, or just, don't power up with 2 of the hoses?
Okay, why don't we try that? Maybe we'll get the lift still that we need.
Because we need that pressure.
Right, we need the pressure.
With a fixed water supply, cutting 2 hoses will raise the pressure in the remaining 8. It's a question of finding the perfect balance. They'll start this test at 100 psi, then lift the pressure bit by bit.
10 more PSI.
Once again, they fail to raise the roof or even lift the tires.
What's happening is that we're not getting liftoff.
Okay, all engines down.
What seems to be the reason is we are exceeding the amount of water that the entire city's water system can produce in this location at a specific time.
In test after test,
All pumps 1, 2, 0.
Jamie raises the starting pressure,
All engines 170. Okay, down. Off.
repositions the nozzles,
All engines 120. All engines down.
and cuts the number of hoses.
Now we're running on 6 hoses. We have an even balance of hoses in the 4 corners and 2 in the middle. Hopefully that'll be enough.
But it's not. Try as they might, the hatchback shows no tendency to hover. But Adam might have the answer.
Now see, the problem is we've got an engine. That's why we're not getting any movement.
Well, let's get the engine out.
All right, let's do it.
In the video, you can't tell what's inside the car and what's not. As far as we know, we're doing what they did.
There it comes.
There's nothing in the video we saw that said that car had an engine. And we got to get liftoff before the end of the day. So we're lightening our load by a few hundred pounds.
Daylight's fading, and this next test is pretty much make or break.
This one's going to work. I hope.
Up on 6.
With 6 engines, 6 hoses,
Come on, baby.
Up, up, up.
and no motor, the car finally takes flight.
Up on 3. Up on 3. Up on 3.
And isn't this a thing of beauty? 15 feet high for a full 45 seconds.
Okay, down, down, down. Cut it. Oh, yeah! Nice landing. The new rocking cars start up a little rough, but once they're airborne, they're beautiful.
It worked. I didn't actually think it was going to happen, but it did. Looked just like the video.
We got it. And I gotta say, it was beautiful. It was a moment I didn't want to end. I'd say we've confirmed this one.
Confirmed it is. It was cool, though.
It looked so unlikely, but these guys, whoever they are, seem to know their business. The video is verified.
Of course, this makes me want to make a backpack.
Of course it does. Or maybe like a hoverboard. This whole internet thing is actually pretty nifty.
I thought that you'd like it.
It's almost as good as the telephone. And I actually had a lot of fun on these viral videos.
So did I. I was most impressed that everything we all tested turned out to be plausible or confirmed. Honestly, I can't remember the last time that happened.
There's plenty more where that came from.
Oh yeah, I smell a sequel.